What up, YouTube? CliffBeats, no script, off the rip. First off, let's say happy birthday to Eminem in this 5-0. And it's crazy. His birthday was yesterday. I'm a little late to the party. I was stuck in the studio, but I seen some people hating on this man on his birthday. Don't ever hate a man on his birthday, and we should be lucky that we have this man at 50 years old. And I'm glad we never lost him because so much music and so much of himself to listen to, inspire the entire generation artists for the rest of our lives and the future. Anyways, we got Eminem Drug Ballad. Now, this was my favorite song off of the Slim Shady LP. Either way, this was my favorite song. I thought I reacted to it, but I guess I didn't. Again, YouTube did take down a bunch of my Eminem reactions. I could have checked it out, and then it got taken down. We're going to check this out. Do me a favor. Go to Eminem's channel. Please go throw him a like. Please go subscribe. That is the most important part. We're going to jump into the slow fashion seat, but we're going for a ride. Eminem Drug Ballad time. Again, this was my favorite song off of this album, if I'm not mistaken, along with like Rock Bottom and stuff like that. But this was kind of like where I really seen Slim Shady like being kind of goofy, quirky, but also like technical. I was like, holy shit! Along with Brain Damage. So, Ghost Man, a like, go subscribe. Let me know what's next. Comment down below. I'm having flashbacks of me being in 6th grade. Hip hop is red M.
Guess what? I ain't coming in yet. Come in a minute. Hey yo, this is my love song. It goes like this. Back when Mark Wahlberg was Marky Mark, this is how we used to make the party start.
I never noticed that. In the background of the ad-lib, he goes, fucking I'll say the word. He says fucking faggot. Oh, I didn't hear that before in the ad-lib ever.
Like this. Back when Mark Wahlberg was Marky Mark, this is how we used to make the party start. We used to mix in with Bacardi Dark, and when it kicks in, you can hardly talk. And by the 6th in, you gon' probably crawl, and you'll be sick then, and you'll probably barf. And my prediction is you gon' probably fall, either somewhere in the lobby or the hallway wall, and everything's spinning. You're beginning to think women are swimming in pink linen again in the sink. Then in a couple of minutes, that bottle of Guinness is finished. You are now allowed to officially slap bitches. You have the right to remain violent and start wilding, and start a fight with the same guy that was smart eyeing you. Get in your car, start it, and start driving over the island and cause a 42-car pileup. Earth calling, pilot to co-pilot, looking for life on this planet, sir. No sign of it. All I can see is a bunch of smoke flying, and I'm so high that I might die if I go by it. Let me out of this place, I'm out of place, I'm in outer space, I've just vanished without a trace. I'm going to a pretty place now where the flowers grow. I'll be back in an hour or so.
Gotta remember, during this time, these sounds, they weren't heard before this way. This to me was like Slim Shady, like really breaking out of that box and also being goofy, also savage, dude. So a lot of those bars were savage as fuck, dude. And he always did the earth calling, pilot to co-pilot, life on this planet. No sign of it. All I can see is the multis are just so ridiculous. Then in a minute, that bottle of Guinness is finished. Now allowed to officially slap bitches. You have the right to remain violent and start wilding. It's just the way he's able to bend these words to make they're slant rhymes. The way he's able to.
I'm going to a pretty place now where the flowers grow. I'll be back in an hour or so. Every time I go to try to leave,
he said, "This is my love song. It goes like this." Being a sarcastic smartass.
Some keeps pulling on my sleeve. I don't want it, but I gotta stay. These drugs really got a hold of me. Cause every time I try to tell them no, they won't let me ever let them go.
He's telling us right there back in the beginning, these drugs will never let him go. But I remember seeing an interview where he was talking about like it really started to like Marshall Mathers LP. Yeah, like that. He said he was able to like balance the addiction on out of control. Going encore. During encore.
I'm a sucker, all I gotta say. These drugs really got a hold of me. In 3rd grade, all I used to do was sniff glue through a tube and play Rubik's Cube. 17 years later, I'm as rude as Jude. Scheming on the first chick with the hugest boobs. I got no game, and every face looks the same. They got no name, so I don't need game to play. I just say.
Just think about that line as being like in grade school, being like an 11, 12-year-old. Here's the second more time. It just relates so well, so well.
Cute.
Much so well.
In third grade, all I used to.
In third grade, all I used to do was sniff glue through a tube and play a Rubik's Cube. Like, you're hearing this and you're like, what? Like, you're not familiar with rap before Eminem, you know, really, like, just aimed at middle America and just fucking put a dagger right through it. He was able to tap into ears that weren't paying attention to hip hop, and you really say, you know, I was just coming out of third grade, and I was doing similar stuff.
Whoa. This drugs really got a hold of me. In third grade, all I used to do was sniff glue through a tube and play Rubik's Cube. 17 years later, I'm as rude as Jude. Scheming on the first chick with the hugest boobs. I got no game, and every face looks the same. They got no name, so I don't need game to play. I just say whatever I want to whoever I want, whenever I want, wherever I want, however I want. However, I do show some respect to few. It's ecstasies, got me standing next to you. Getting sentimental as fuck, spilling guts to you. We just met, but I think I'm in love with you. But you're on it too, so you tell me you love me too. Wake up in the morning like, yo, what the fuck we do? I gotta go, bitch, you know I got stuff to do. Cause if I get caught cheating, then I'm stuck with you.
Gotta go, bitch. It's just the way he's able to just like talk over a track too. It's not even really rapping. He's just talking over a track, being bitch, you know I got stuff to do. If I get caught cheating, I'm stuck with you.
I gotta go, bitch. You know I got stuff to do. Cause if I get caught cheating, then I'm stuck with you. But in the long run, these drugs are probably gonna catch up sooner or later. But fuck it, I'm on one.
There you go. These drugs are probably gonna catch up sooner or later. But fuck it, I'm on one. We'll use that. I'm on one. Fuck it, I'm on one. Drake. A lot of his bars come recycled.
But in the long run, these drugs are probably gonna catch up sooner or later. But fuck it, I'm on one, so let's enjoy. Let the X destroy your spinal cord, so it's not a straight line no more. So we walk around looking like some wind-up dolls. Shit sticking out of our backs like a dinosaur. Shit, 6 hits won't even get me high no more. So bye for now, I'm gonna try to find some more.
That's true too. I forgot what ecstasy does, but it does something with about the exact chemicals. Basically, it fucks up your spine. That's what he was talking about.
Shit, 6 hits won't even get me high no more. So bye for now, I'm going to try to find some more. Cause every time I go to try to leave,
this man said, dude, 6 hits won't even get me high no more. Yo, you got a problem. Taking 6 hits, you're gonna die, dude.
He's pulling on my sleeve. I don't wanna, but I gotta stay. These drugs really got a hold of me. Cause every time I try to tell them no, they won't let me ever let them go. I'm a sucker, all I gotta say. These drugs really got a hold of me. That's the sound of a bottle when it's hollow. When you swallow it all, wallow and drown in your sorrow. And tomorrow you're probably gonna wanna do it again. What's a little spinal fluid between you and a friend? Screw it.
That was his spinal fluid.
When tomorrow you're probably gonna wanna do it again. What's a little spinal fluid between you and a friend? Screw it. And what's a little bit of alcohol poisoning? And what's a little fight? Tomorrow you'll be boys again. It's your life, live it however you wanna. Marijuana is everywhere. Where was you brought up? It don't matter as long as you get where you're going. Cause none of this shit's gonna mean shit where we're going. They tell you to stop, but you just sit there ignoring. Even though you wake up feeling like shit every morning.
That line's heavy too. I mean, this is where I'm like, fuck with people. Didn't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Else didn't want to hear that. Like, shit means shit. Well, we're tell you to stop it. You just up feeling like. At the end of the day, you know, life, all of this is at least we can't make any of it. Giving you the perspective of an addict, of a fucked up. But if you really pay attention to an artist like Eminem, they're telling you what's going on with them. The song is basically talking about how he's hooked on drugs and he can't get off. He's also like making a joke about it.
They tell you to stop, but you just sit there ignoring. Even though you wake up feeling like shit every morning. But you're young, you got a lot of drugs to do. Girls to screw, parties to crash, sucks to be you. If I could take it all back now, I wouldn't. I would've did more shit than people said that I shouldn't. But I'm all grown up now and upgraded and graduated to better drugs and updated. But I still got a lot of growing up to do. I still got a whole lot of throwing up to spew.
This man has a motherfucking magic ball, dude. This motherfucker's crystal ball. He can see the future. He knew everything that was.
But I still got a lot of growing up to do. I still got a whole lot of throwing up to spew. But when it's all said and done, I'll be 40 before I know it. With a 40 on a porch telling stories. With a bottle of Jack, 2 grandkids in my lap. Baby for Haley while Haley's out getting smashed. Every time I go to try to leave.
Technicality of that. Listen to that. Hold on, breathe one time.
But I'm all grown up now and upgraded and graduated to better drugs and updated. But I still got a lot of growing up to do. I still got a whole lot of throwing up to spew. But when it's all said and done, I'll be 40 before.
When it's all said and done, I'll be 40.
Before I know it with a 40 on a.
Before I know it with a 40. But he's using like 4B4 with a 40. It's just
A lot of throwing up to spew. But when it's all said and done, I'll be 40 before I know it with a 40 on a porch telling stories with a bottle of Jack, 2 grandkids in my lap, babysitting for Haley while Haley's out getting smashed. Every time I go to try to leave, some keeps pulling on my sleeve. I don't wanna, but I gotta stay. These drugs really got a hold of me. Cause every time I try to tell them no, they won't let me ever let them go. I'm a sucker, all I gotta say. These drugs really got a hold of me. Cause every time I go to try to leave, some keeps pulling on my sleeve. I don't wanna, but I gotta stay. These drugs really got a hold of me. Cause every time I try to tell them no, they won't let me ever let them go. I'm a sucker, all I gotta say. These drugs really got a hold of me. Drugs really got a hold of me. They really got a hold of me. These drugs really got a hold of me. They really got a hold of me.
yeah, we let it play out. Of course we do. Oh, okay. Anyways, yo, like you gotta understand when this came out how impactful it was. Um, obviously it didn't stoke the flame that Marshall Mathers LP did, but I remember when I heard this, I was just like, I heard NWA, I heard a bunch of other artists before that were pushing the boundaries. This dude talking about drugs in this manner and kind of like taking it himself and talking about 40 on a porch telling stories while Haley's out getting smashed. You were like, daughter, like what the fuck's this dude talking about? Like he's wiling out. Like nobody's going to fucking take digs at themselves about being a drug addict. Like at that time, it wasn't cool to be a. He was making fun of himself for taking drugs. You know, and it was just such a different time, man. It changed the landscape of hip hop forever, and that's why I call him the great time because there's a lot of artists that are out there that have done a lot of things for hip hop, but the way Eminem has in the world, not just Middle America, don't get it twisted. People, oh, well, it's just white people. Oh, you gotta remember, there's billions of people across. If you go to other countries, India, China, all these places, do they love Eminem? Those are billions of people, more people. So, yeah, man. This was just my happy birthday to Eminem, and I wanted to listen to it anyway. I haven't heard it in such a long time. Probably the last time I heard this, I probably came out like on a playlist one, working out or playing basketball or something. It's really cool to get to listen to it, and like with all the work that I've done now, I'm listening to the production on the album, listening to the ad libs, I'm listening to the vocals, and it just to hear how crisp and precise he was, it's scary. It's dangerous to see somebody who's that new, basically, after dropping their first like major album, and that those punchlines are nasty. They're crisp. All ties are just the setups are just something you haven't seen before. Besides like Big L, Big Pun, Pac, the greats, and that's what separates Eminem from the rest of the pack. Is even early on, everybody could hear it. Any artist could hear that and be like, "Oh, oh, like there's a fucking tsunami coming, happening." But yeah, man, happy Big 5-0 to Eminem. I'm glad we still have him. And, the song talks about how these drugs really have a hold of him. Glad that he's able to stay sober. If anybody's struggling with anything like that, I'm a huge advocate for health issues channel. Feel free to reach out to me 20 every video. Even if you don't want to follow me, even if you didn't like me, it's all good. Need somebody to talk to, feeling down, please down below. Anxiety, depression, panic attack, whatever the not take song requests through Instagram because it's all privatized messages, thousands a day. I can't. But if you want more Eminem on this channel, simple guys. Just hit subscribe, comment down below, let me know what's next. And yeah, man, I give you real raw reactions, and that's what this is about. That I did hear this before. Going back and just re-listening, I'm like I put myself back in like my 12-year-old, 11-year-old body, and for opening the album and seeing the big Vicodin pills and all. It's like, what is this shit? That's what you got to do if you really want to break through in the industry, or just as an artist in general. You got to push boundaries. You got to push those boundaries, even if it's not good at first. You have to push the boundaries, man. He was gonna blow up anyway. A lot of people give credit to Dr. Dre for what he did, and Dr. Dre is one of the greatest of all time, and he definitely did help launch Eminem's career, 100%. But Eminem was gonna blow up either way. Either way, he was a force to be reckoned with. Imagine, imagine if someone like Dr. Dre or a more angry industry would have bubbled. Dude, I'm talking about like taking shots at the greatest, going after everybody. Eminem would have been completely denied just because of his skin color. I think he would have went off on everybody. I think he would have caused a complete uproar. Um, yeah, I loved it, man. On to the next one. Let me know what it is. Have a wonderful week. Stay safe. Don't forget to comment down below. Let me know what it is. I love you guys. Follow me to the next one. Yeah, you. I see you still watching. Next one. Let's go. Hit the red button. Show Eminem love, guys.